Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, and today I want to talk about how the Sims 4 releases seem to have fallen into a predictable pattern. It's not always 100% the same, but for the past few years, it's been pretty similar. And going off that does give us a decent idea as to when we'll most likely get the next pack, and which pack type that it is. Even right now, that pattern still seems to be going, regardless of the current pandemic. The pandemic ultimately could break the pattern if it causes major delays in production, but even then, I think eventually it'll revert to what it is. So the year usually starts off with a stuff pack, then a game pack comes out a month or two later. It's not impossible for the order of those two to be switched around, but typically in the first 2 to 3 months, we get both a stuff pack and a game pack. Then spring comes, but instead of springing to life, things get quiet instead. We may get 1 or 2 free updates here and there, but other than that, we pretty much have a news drought from March until June. In the case of this year, the drought started even earlier, as we got a free update in February, and have gotten nothing since then. We also theoretically should have had a new game pack by now, but we haven't, and that makes me wonder when we'll get it, but we always have at least one per year. But because we always have a drought every spring, I think at least that was going to happen regardless of the pandemic. Now that we've gone back to getting 2 expansion packs every year, June is when we get the first, and it's announced a bit before or during EA Play that month. We still don't know for sure what's happening with EA Play for 2020, but the next expansion pack could still release in June regardless. Then towards the end of summer we get another stuff pack. I can imagine this still happening because of the final round of voting for the new community stuff pack ending in April, giving a few months for it to potentially release in August. With the previous community stuff pack, which was Laundry Day, the pack released about 4 months after the final voting round, so I think this one will be similar. A game pack could release in August or September, but if one doesn't release during this time, then that typically means we only get 1 game pack that year, since the first one would have come out during the spring. Since this year things are different with the sim gurus currently working from home, for 2020 it could be flipped where the 1 game pack we get is late summer / early fall. Then last but certainly not least, there's the final release of the year, which is the expansion pack in November, which makes sense since it's just in time for Black Friday and the holidays. Because of the easy sales numbers during that period, it's always the safest bet. Even if we were to go back to 1 expansion pack per year, I'd be shocked if they didn't release one during fall. It just makes a whole lot of sense to have their biggest release of the year during that time when people are buying holiday gifts for their loved ones. In addition, there typically is a major free update with new features that releases right before this expansion pack. And that wraps up how a typical year for The Sims 4 goes. While it is a bit annoying that there's been a lot of silence since the 20th anniversary update that disappointed so many people, it does make me feel a bit better that regardless of how crazy the world is at the moment, what's going on with The Sims is not completely unusual. At the very least, I think we will get similar releases, except 1 or 2 months later. We just might have to wait until June for things to be somewhat normal. I hope we do get some bug fixes before then though, and hopefully for all of you watching this video, this helps you out a bit too to know that, okay, yeah, this isn't completely out of the ordinary, that we're not really getting much news right now. Though there is going to be, hopefully, some sort of blog post going up this week that SimGuru Frost mentioned that I talked about in a previous video. So hopefully that will clear things up, and maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe we'll get stuff earlier than June. That would be pretty cool. But I guess for now, I'm just gonna keep playing Animal Crossing, and, well, I actually have not completed University yet in my Let's Play, so there's that too. Yeah.